It was the summer of '07 when I first met him. I was at this small back alley tournament, scouting new talent. He was just the scrawny kid, a rookie. But I knew he had the heart of a champion. But he had no flair. He was wearing old underwear for a mask and a blue onesie with a Yeti on it. He was just in desperate need of some flair. And trust me, I know a thing or two about flair.
3 years later, he quickly rose up the pro circuit ladder.
Fight after fight, he was unstoppable.
We're talking about legends of wrestling at the time here being beat by this rookie.
The dude practically reinvented the sport.
Jefe versus Senor Man Bun. He debuted the Stink Face.
Jefe versus Tiny Tim.
The fake-out atomic noogie.
Jefe versus Slippery Slick Jack Willie. The acting like a fool with your pants on the ground.
He got me.
It finally came down to the World Championship match, Jefe versus Big Spoon.
From a technical standpoint, the match started off as one of the most reserved I had ever seen.
They were just poking each other like boys with sticks in the sandbox. It was weird.
Then things got real. Out of nowhere, Big Spoon unleashes his giant open palm, smack, knocking Jefe to the ground.
From there, it turned into an all-out smackdown.
They weren't even defending themselves.
It became known as the second biggest slap match in history.
Second only to Alligator versus Palmer 3 months prior.
Now those girls were scrappy. Weaves all over the place.
In the end, Jefe, he delivered his signature move, the smack, heard round the world.
He became champion of the world.
Fast forward 3 years and this mysterious wrestler from Japan challenges Gran Jefe.
She went by the name Chisana Shi no Kikai.
Tiny death machine.
He refuses the match, says, "You're not worth my time."
Infuriated, she lashes out and fights Big Spoon instead.
I've covered dancing and wrestling for over 20 years. Big Spoon was in dancing shape, not wrestling shape. He didn't stand a chance.
He started hopping and a bopping, sashaying, crocheting, juking, jiving. At one point, this dude started river dancing.
She was out for blood, and unfortunately, she lived up to her name.
Before long, it was over.
I've only cried twice because of a sporting event. When Harry Potter caught the first golden snitch. And then when Big Spoon died.
I interviewed Gran Jefe. He just wanted to spend time at home with his wife, his kid, and his gorilla, like a normal guy.
But he couldn't let Big Spoon's death go.
It haunted him. He felt responsible.
Tiny Death Machine stood for everything that Gran Jefe wasn't.
She was an agent of chaos, a stone-cold killing machine straight out of Tokyo.
That didn't set well with Gran Jefe.
Gran Jefe versus Tiny Death Machine was the biggest TV event of the decade.
This was not just the focal point of the wrestling world, this was the focal point of the entire world.
By the first 2 minutes, Gran Jefe was just outmatched.
I mean, this was a bloodbath.
Sometimes the punches wouldn't even land, but their heads flew back anyway, like from the air or something.
And then it happened. Tiny Death Machine unleashed her signature move.
The Backbreaker!
The Backbreaker.
The backbreaker. She just lifted him up above her head like he was nothing.
Dropped him full force over her knee.
I could hear the disc rupture immediately upon impact. I mean, like rice crispy treat status. Snap, crackle, and pop. And I was in the nosebleed seat.
And I just said to myself, that's it. It's over. He's gone.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Gran Jefe, even though his back had just been broken, miraculously gets up. Jefe.
Pain and all, he's able to land an amazing combination of punches and finishes her off with his signature smack.
And just like that, history was made again.
After the fight with Tiny Death Machine, he was never able to wrestle again. But that didn't stop Gran Jefe from continuing to make an impact on the world.
He opened his own middle school, which fused design thinking and wrestling into one fluid idea.
He starred in his own cooking show
and released a series of best-selling cookbooks.
He even earned 15 #1 chart-topping singles with his death metal band, Flowers for Argentina.
To this day, he remains the public's hero and a symbol of peace, reminding us all that goodwill will always conquer evil.
He was a people's symbol of justice, a hero we all looked up to.
Thank you, Gran Jefe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gran Jefe.
Thanks, Jefe.
You the man!